This episode of the Two Planker podcast is sponsored by Line Skis. Founded in 1995 with a mission to grow and rejuvenate skiing, Line has spent the last 25 years skiing the wrong way and having fun while doing it. Whether it's the playful Line Blend or the Tom Wallish Pro, the lightweight Vision Collection or the cutting-edge Blade, Line offers products that you can't find anywhere else. Be sure to check them out at lineskis.com or your local ski shop to get a pair for this season. All right, everyone. Welcome back to the Two Planker podcast. I'm your host, Ethan Schaefer. Today on the show, we have Tyler, Owen, and Gucci from the Millbastards. The Millbastards are a crew based out of Salt Lake City, and in this episode, we go over their most recent movie, Millbastards Greatest Hits Collection. So if you haven't seen the movie, you should check it out before watching or go on our Instagram page to see the clips that we're talking about and breaking down. As always, if you like the show, be sure to subscribe and give us a rating. Follow us on Instagram at TwoPlankerPod to stay up to date on everything we're doing. And drop us a DM if you have any guest suggestions. Thanks to everyone who's already sent in a request for a guest they'd like to see. We're working on getting everything lined up so you guys can get what you want. That's all for the intro. Hope you guys like the episode. Here's the Bastards. So, we are back with another episode. And this is the first repeat guest we've had, and then we got two new people joining us. So if you guys want to introduce yourselves and kind of get everybody oriented with whose voice is who.
Yeah, I'm Owen Dahlberg. I'm the one back on, and then
yeah, what's up? I'm Tyler Sosnowski.
I'm Logan. My friends call me Gucci. We're the Millbastards.
Hell yeah! So we got the Millbastards here. We're talking about the Greatest Hits Collection. And we'll just start off. Where are you guys coming from right now? You're all in one room, packed in. It's kind of dark.
yeah, we're in Salt Lake City, just at Tyler's house, hanging out, crushing some cans.
Sick. So who lives together at this point? I mean, you guys are you guys all in Mill Creek, or is it kind of spread out?
Yeah, we're all like, Tyler's over in Sugar House, and then Logan, Reese, and two other homies live together in Mill Creek, and then I live with Mikey and Pigeon, also in Mill Creek. So it's kind of all split up between like three houses between all of us, and yeah, we're all like 5 minutes away from each other, so it's super chill and hanging out all the time and stuff.
Yeah. Is Pigeon no Bev? I feel like
yeah, he is no Bev on the gram.
I was not familiar with that nickname until recently, so that's a pretty good name.
Yeah, it's funny. It's actually like his real last name. His
No Bev. No Bev is
not Pigeon. It's his real last name. Yeah, but a lot of people don't know that
His last name was No Bev.
Nobody
No
knows
Bev.
his real
Yeah.
name, bro.
Cool. So let's see. We got Owen's backstory last time. Let's start with Tyler. You want to give like just a quick background about yourself and where you're from originally before we get into like the movie?
Yeah, definitely. So I grew up in Michigan, like 30 minutes north of Detroit, a little town called Clarkston. Home resort or hill, was Pine Knob. Rode there for a while, and then I did 1 year of high school in Michigan. And then my parents and Wendell's, now called Schwayz Academy, helped me out, and I got sent out to Oregon, did a bunch of skiing, school, pretty much was living it up for high school, and then I've just kind of been bouncing around the west side of America, Colorado, Utah, Oregon, but now I'm in Salt Lake skiing with all the boys. It's pretty sick.
Hell yeah. Cool. And then Logan, what's your origin story?
I originally am from South Lake Tahoe, California. I grew up there and lived there until I was 19, and I grew up skiing and loving filming, and I ended up linking up with Tyler and Reese at Wendell's. I got a job there in 2019, and we linked up and became homies. And then Reese and I decided to get a place with another homie, Derek Simpson, in Salt Lake City. He runs an outerwear company now, Syndicate, in Salt Lake City. But yeah, it was a sick dynamic, and we moved out there and met Pigeon, Owen, and Mikey, and then it was on for sure.
Cool. So yeah, let's I mean, I wish we had more time to like really get into those stories, but I think that's a good base to start with. So, how did you guys all meet each other, and how did the Mill Bastards kind of come together?
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I think all three of us met through like Wendell's in Hood. Mikey and Pigeon, I knew them from when I lived in Steamboat, and they were Steam Boys in the past. So yeah, that kind of like how I brought them with me, and then yeah, meeting these guys out at Hood, we all just kind of connected out there, and then all migrated to Salt Lake, and that's just kind of where the Bastards were born.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who came up with the branding for the crew?
Oh, man.
It's kind of a collective, but I think Gucci was the one who kind of came up with the name at first, him and Reese. That's what I
Yeah,
remember.
It was Reese and I, like in the beginning of 2019 when we first started like filming. There was no like, established crew. We're just filming, and like Reese bought this file for his edges one day because he had all these like insane cracks on his edges, and the file was called the Mill Bastard. And yeah, I was like, yeah, that's kind of sick. Like, we're kind of like bastards that like live in Mill Creek. Like,
Yeah, then we started going off of
like
it. Yeah.
it sounds kind of hard, and like we like to think we're hard, but like we just have fun, and like we're just a bunch of idiots, and like that's kind of where it started. It just kind of like came together, like shit, Mill Creek.
Yeah, I don't know. It just felt fitting when they like. I remember when they first told me that name, I was like, "What? The Mill Bastards?" I thought it was so weird, but then I don't know. We just kind of ran with it and just went off with it.
Mhm.
So, have you guys? I mean, Owen, you were filming Steam Boys for a while, so you're already kind of used to filming a crew. But like, were you guys making videos prior to this one, or was this like your first big like collective effort?
For a second,
Yeah, like
collective
I guess like the
effort.
first in 2019 when we first all moved here, we kind of just like when we were just figuring out like what we were doing, we filmed quarters and halves. And it wasn't like that video. I'm really happy on that video, but it wasn't anything crazy. We kind of just did whatever during the winter, had no plan with it, but then kind of just it just evolved into a Mill Bastards video, I would say. But the greatest hits collection, I would say, is our first like
Everyone in Salt
effort.
Lake,
Yeah,
for sure,
just
too.
to go hard on a video, really brand it with the Bastards, and yeah, just go in with it.
Sick. So like when so I mean walk us through the season. When did I mean was this like a premeditated movie? You going into the season like, yeah, let's do this thing, or did it kind of come together and by the end of the season you're like, yep, we got a movie on our hands. Like what was the process like at the beginning?
I remember I was like, we should do like a full Bastard movie after Quarters and Halves.
Yeah.
Like after we made that, and I was like, yeah, we need to go in next year. And like you guys,
I think everyone kind of had that in mind. After quarters and halves, I think we kind of saw people were actually, fucking with our shit, and then we were pretty gunning to make a full movie for sure at the beginning of the winter.
yeah,
Definitely. I agree with both those points. I remember like when we kind of finished filming for quarters and halves, like I remember it was like 4:20 and we're chilling on the roof, and like I remember like Owen's like, next year, man, we gotta film like the Bastards video, and like Owen edited like quarters and halves like a crazy madman, and like killed it. But like I remember like that day he was like, man, like we got to make this collective movie effort, like me and you and all the crew, like we got to go in, and Yeah, so it was definitely like premeditated, and that was like Tyler's first season moving to Utah, and it was
Yeah,
kind of
because
like,
during the filming of quarters and halves, I was in Colorado,
Yeah,
and then Lupe and Owen,
we linked on a
we
trip.
linked, and
Yeah,
you guys invited me out to Minnesota, and then I flew out to Minnesota, and that was kind of like
his
my
extent.
first trip with the Bastards, but everyone was already my friend at the point. I just hadn't lived in Salt Lake yet, honestly.
Yeah, it wasn't until that second year when everyone moved kind of together. We were just like, yeah, let's do it.
making segments.
Yeah,
It's like we're all just a bunch of like childhood dreamers, and every skier wants to make a segment, and it's
yeah,
like,
exactly.
we're just trying to do that.
Sick. So, where did this like kind of timeline line up with filming the real ski video, Owen? Was this like before or afterwards? I can't even remember at this point, like
Yeah, so
what those months were.
it was like kind of like, yeah, the real ski definitely took up like a big chunk of my like first part of the winter for me. Like me and Lupe were going. We had Ryan Barrick with us, ski bum. He was on the trip when we went out east to film hard for that, and Ryan got a bunch of shots on that trip for the Greatest Hits Collection movie. And then also while we were on that trip, Tyler and Jed came out and met up with us in Wisconsin when we were in Madison, and they stayed with us for like 2 weeks and stacked a bunch of shit for the movie while we were also filming for Lupe's Real Ski at the same time. So we were just kind of like double dipping, getting it all done. And at the point when we were in Wisconsin too, Lupe, like, we kind of had his part like finished. So it worked out where we could just focus on the other boys, get them clipped up before we left, and then just kept filming throughout the year and with the Bastards in Salt Lake as much as we could. But last year the snow levels were so bad.
Mm-hmm.
It was a rough year for Salt Lake.
Yeah. So Lupe got the invite after
Mhm.
you guys had already committed to making the movie.
Yeah, definitely. It was already like, we already knew going into the season that we were like, yeah, we're going. Everyone's trying to film for a full part. We're going in, and then yeah, we got the invite, so I was like, all right, we got to do this right. Definitely juggling at points, but we made it. We made it happen, and I'm so stoked on how both videos turned out too.
Oh, totally. Yeah. So when you're doing in the like planning stages, are you guys scoping out spots and cities that you want to go to, or are you just like, okay, we're open to the idea of doing this, let's just go wherever the snow is?
Yeah, definitely. Like, it's all like very last minute decisions. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
we don't plan that much.
Yeah. We definitely like to act like we go out and scope and try and find all this stuff, and then for me most of the time, and I feel like everyone, it just comes down to like, so like Gucci, Owen, like, where are we going? And
Yeah.
Owen and Gucci are just like on their phones, just scouring Google Earth for a good hour before we kind of find out where we're gonna go.
Yeah, and then just watching like snow forecasts too, with just like what major cities are gonna get hit, and if we can make it out there, if we have money to pay for Airbnb and shit. Last year we didn't go, besides like the Wisconsin trip and like for the X Games stuff, we didn't really go on too many trips. It was more just like kind of local. Mm-hmm. We did go to Denver in the spring, like that last big storm last year when everybody went to Denver. We did that. But besides that, we were just hanging local, just kind of playing it day by day.
Yeah, so like when you're taking on a project like this, like I don't know if you guys have like jobs that you do like during the week or what, but like how high of a priority is making this movie in terms of like your life stuff going on? Like, is this top priority in terms of things that you guys have going on?
I would say, depending on who you're asking in the crew, it varies for sure, but we're all pretty, it's definitely top three for everyone, 100%.
Kind of like our main hobby. Like, this is what we do, and we don't really do much else besides like work and make money, so we can film and like stack for these projects that we want to do. And yeah, I would say like I'm fully committed in
Yeah,
the
it was
winter.
definitely
to, like,
my first
everything.
priority. And then, I mean, yeah, definitely top priority, then like school and work for sure.
But everyone works jobs and stuff in the
Yeah.
winter, and we're all hustling in the summer to stack as much as we can. So
Yeah.
it's definitely like, you got to pay rent at the end of the day. So you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. Tyler, you said, are you in college?
Yeah.
Cool. And where are you going?
I'm going to CMC, Colorado Mountain College.
Are you just doing everything remote?
Yeah, exactly. Just doing everything remote.
Okay, sick.
Which works out nice though for trips and whatever we're doing. Like if it really comes down to it, I can just hop in my car,
Yeah.
we're at a spot,
Yeah,
and, go on my
literally.
laptop, which I have a couple of times.
Done it.
But yeah, it's going pretty good.
Word. So I mean, so how did you guys lived it, so I don't even know where to start. So how did the season unfold for you guys making this movie? I mean, highs, lows. I'm sure there were points that actually, well, I don't even know. Did you guys know it was going well the whole season? Were there points where oh, this isn't really working out? Just
I think it was definitely
wherever you'd like to start.
ups and downs for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Just with everyone in the crew. I mean, everyone's health.
It all went pretty well too.
Yeah, it went very well. But I definitely feel like there were some times where we were hitting walls, and we definitely had to dig deep to keep going.
Yeah. Last year was definitely it was difficult for sure. It was for myself it was very productive, but I had to sacrifice a lot to get it done. And there's a lot of definitely down moments. Pigeon had gotten injured early season, and
definitely some
injuries are they're crazy. It just puts every halt in your plan, so it's kind of hard when you do mentally put a lot of eggs in your basket to film this thing, and then something happens like that. So there was ups and downs through that for sure. And money for me was a huge issue last year, and last year was definitely full commit for me. I'm trying to do it a little more sanely this year and enjoy it. But last year I worked snowmaking at Snowboard, and after I'd finished that, I didn't have a job, and I got a job actually working at the sushi restaurant in Park City, which I quit because I just wanted to commit full time to skiing. So I was literally door dashing and filming all the time and living off under a very low amount of money in my bank account.
Yeah, tell them about
pennies,
the
dude.
Minnesota trip. So as we were all in Wisconsin, Gucci just got done with snowmaking and was like, I need to go on a trip. Goes on a trip with child labor to Minnesota because we had to come back at this point. And yeah, you were out in Minnesota by yourself.
Yeah, I
no
drove
money.
out.
With
I
Reed,
drove
right?
out with my friend Reed, and luckily that trip literally had zero planning.
Yeah, I think you left
Emmett, the owner of Vishnu, mentioned something on his Instagram story that he was going to on a street trip, and I was like, let me in. And he's like, I can't, there's no more room in the whip, but if you drive, make it happen. So I drove out, and then didn't really know where to stay, and all the child labor homies were really sick and let us stay with them, and we filmed together for the next 4 days, and then it was my birthday out there, and the child labor crew left, and I just I stayed with a friend that I had met at Hood in Minnesota, and then got clipped up from some local Highland shredders on my birthday. It was so sick, dude. Meeting all the local Highland kids, and that's kind of what's really fun about a lot of the experiences. You don't know what's gonna happen, and it was totally a day by day experience. And then after I got back from Minnesota, the whole rest of the year was day by day experience. I got that job, then I quit that job at the spot. Actually, I quit the sushi job at the spot.
You brought me like a full fish home.
Yeah,
that one night.
I was
You weren't
learning
there
how to
for,
make
like,
sushi.
then you just quit.
And then like I was like full commit at that point and was helping the crew film and was trying to get my part done. And I had a couple goals in mind, like then the rest was like pretty much improv. And yeah, we made it happen. And I'm trying to not do it as stressfully this year for sure. So I mean, yeah, it's definitely a top priority for I think all of us, and we're all like psycho enough that if you want it bad enough, like you'll do it, for sure.
Yeah. And so you mentioned child labor. This is something I actually wanted to ask you guys later, but now's a good time. So you're all in Salt Lake City. There's like a million crews there at this point. How do you guys get along well with all the different crews, or is there like any animosity between any of the crews, or
Now like all the child labor boys are like our dogs.
Yeah,
Like we love all those
yeah.
dudes, and we party with them and stuff. And yeah, we all hang out, but we definitely all kind of do our own thing and film. We'll definitely link on spots sometimes. And yeah, like Gucci went on a trip with them last year and stuff. But yeah, there's no beef, I would say. Like we're all good homies.
If anything, I feel like it kind of helps because we're like, shit, like it's a little bit of friendly competition for sure.
Yeah,
And-
that vibe for sure.
And
like,
definitely too, we're homies with a couple snowboard crews too, which is sick.
yeah,
I feel like everyone.
there's so many people in
Yeah,
Salt Lake
it's
just getting
at this
after
point,
it. Yeah.
everyone's friends.
It's so sick to like see the homies parts too.
Yeah,
After they come out, you're just
definitely.
like, holy shit,
Just, like, hanging
let's
out with
celebrate. Like this is what we all do, and like we did it.
Yeah, for sure. Like when in Denver, when both of the movies premiered, the child labor and
Yeah,
the
that was
Millbastards
fun.
movie, it was sick because we would all talk, and when we hang out, and stuff, and talking about like stacking and like just spots and stuff, and then like actually getting to see what all of us have been talking about was like really cool to see at the same time, like one after another. Was sick.
Yeah. And so how was the premiere season this year? It seemed like it was just like every week there was something new
Awesome.
going
Yeah,
on.
it was fun, dude.
I missed it. I needed that. Yeah, last year was so weak, and this year I went to like, I think like at least like 10 different like Salt Lake. They were hosting so many snowboard premieres and stuff, and like yeah, the level 1 premiere was unreal. Like I was so hyped on that, and like felt so good to see all the faces in the theater just watching good ski content. Like it was a good premiere season, I would say.
Yeah. And so in the middle of your premiere, I remember seeing, because I'm obviously in Connecticut, so I'm like
Yeah,
disconnected from all this. The night that you guys had your premiere, like the Millbastards account was silent, and then it posts a story. This is hide your booze or something, something like that. So what happened with that?
oh man, yeah. So like this year I was trying to go big and like rent out this big theater like off of like kind of downtown Salt Lake and stuff, and like I was like, we got to do it big. I was trying to get like a booze sponsor to give us like a keg or something so we could give out beer. And like because I've done it before when me and Hunter did this Magma, and then I was filming Human Error too. We did a Salt Lake premiere, and he like got this brewery to give him free beer. But this year it was different because the theater I was going through, you had to get a liquor license to give out free beer or to sell it. And I couldn't get a liquor license. It was just like a fucking process and kind of expensive too. So then we were just like, all right, like, kind of just say like, oh, bring your own booze, like keep it low key. And then we're like, all right, yeah, we'll do that. And then the night of the premiere,
good.
yeah, it was going good. Like a bunch of people started showing up, and like it was pretty low key, but
It
then
still went great.
yeah, I got word that we weren't, because the theater also told me too, they were kind of like, yeah, like bring your own booze, it's all good. But then once it started happening, they're like, no, you're gonna get us shut down if people see, like there's like some Utah company that watches like the liquor licenses, and they're like, if they see us, they're gonna shut us down, blah blah blah, like keep everyone in the back. So we had to shove everybody who was drinking at the premiere like into this back kitchen at the theater to like kind of hide them because we weren't supposed to be drinking. Is Utah has just got the craziest liquor laws and like for shit like that. I don't know. It's super
It was
interesting.
pretty funny too because they're like, who's in the crew? Like,
yeah, because
who? And then like we're naming off like 30 people, and
like
you could
everyone's
tell
in the
that
crew.
They were just like so.
I was like, yeah,
maybe
everyone's
a
in the
little bit
crew.
bummed, but it ended up working out.
Yeah,
and
like
they
not-
were really
Mhm.
chill about it. Like after
Yeah, there was no.
they were like, it went
no
fine.
problem,
Like,
like-
I think they
you know.
just got nervous because
definitely.
they just saw Paul Schwayz ripping shot skis. A little too worried. Getting
Yeah,
rowdy.
Paulie gets a little wild sometimes.
Well, that's sick. I do. I'm glad that the premiere went well, and I'm glad that like people were actually able to pull that off.
Yeah, it all worked out, so it was a good night.
That's super sick. And so when did you? I think it was like shortly after you and I talked, Owen. When did you like in the middle of all this? When were you filming all the promo stuff for Real Ski? When did like ESPN come to your house with all the cameras and stuff? 'Cause I feel like that's got to throw a wrench in your plans for anything else because you got to coordinate with them.
Yeah, that was pretty chill though because it was honest because they just had these local guys come to our house and just film the interviews with us, and it was actually one of them was AJ DeCoulis, who's the Good Company filmer, and he was actually out in Pittsburgh helping us film at that point for the X Games thing. So it was like super chill, and he just came to our house one evening and filmed a couple interviews. And yeah, I was so nervous, but because they had the full like big red camera with the lights and everything, and I was like, oh my god, this is nuts. But yeah, that was pretty chill.
Yeah. Did you guys do a big viewing party for that when the special finally aired on TV?
I don't even think we did, honestly. I think we were just like, I think we were, filming or something. Like, we never really did like a big viewing thing or anything.
Yeah, just on to the next one.
Yeah, it was just like, all right, here we go.
That would
Yeah,
have
like,
been sick though. We should have.
I know, it would have been fun.
Baller.
But
Sick, dude. Well, so I have an idea because I actually do have some time codes laid out. So if you guys want to like pull up like Safari or something,
yeah, I got it.
and then pull up the movie, and then we could kind of just like look at it bit by bit. I'll edit. I'll chop it all up so people aren't like ripping their hair out listening to us like trying to find the same points in the video. But yeah, if you just want to like pull it up on YouTube and then mute it. There you go.
There it is.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah, so I mean, just going through like these are just like obviously. I mean, I was eating pasta while I watched it again, so like I was looking down every now and then.
Yeah.
But, so like the first thing that I have a note on is at 5 minutes right here.
5 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the tail press on the ledge that's laid all the way back.
Oh yeah, this is the.
Okay,
this
yeah.
is the crazy
Logan,
stuff.
was this you?
Yeah, this is Logan.
This is Gucci.
Oh, dude. Okay, so this shot was like the first one that stood out to me. So what was going on here? Because this is just super gnarly. I mean, for anyone that's not watching it, it's like this down ledge, wherever it is, and it's a tail press where he just lays all the way back on the skis and then pulls it out to switch. So, I mean, yeah, you want to walk us through what was going on with that one?
Yeah, I think
I mean, it's trademark.
that's the layback. That was like the one trick that I really like wanted to do in the streets.
Give him a little backstory on it. He did this trick on the really long flat box at Brighton like a year before, where he laid fully back like coffin style and like brought it out. And we're like, what the? It like kind of like blew up on Instagram for a little bit, and then I was like, dude, you got to do that in the street, like the Gucci layback.
Yeah. The name is just.
Yeah, that's pretty much. I mean, the long flat box was just prime, and I started doing it there.
That spot too. That was our last trip in Denver, Colorado.
That spot was
when we went out for that freak storm, and like the last trip of the year when Gucci was like, he only got one clip on that trip, and that was the clip.
And that ledge too, it's like so messed up. I remember we
was
like
it
looked at it on the
university.
On the first day of the trip, and like everyone.
I thought he was crazy for wanting to do it on it. Because if you look at the shot, there's a big fence like halfway through. And on the other side of that fence was like just huge electrical boxes and air conditioning. Like just if he fell over into that, he would have been fucked. Like,
Yeah. I don't know. Just all winter, I was looking for that ledge, and like I didn't find it in Minnesota, and yeah, I found it in Denver, and it was like, okay, like this one's gonna be it. So like everybody's getting their shots, and
yeah, it was also last night of the trip.
it was,
too.
yeah,
It was
last night of the trip.
It was a super
It was
quick
super
trip,
late,
and it
too,
was
when
like
we went out and did that. Like
we had filmed all day that day, and then yeah, it was like probably around like 2 a.m. when we went out, set up the lights, did it, and I remember like the cops even talked to us like at one point.
Yeah, because it was at the university, like right in Denver, like high bus spot, like right off Colfax Ave.
Yeah,
And you seshed it, I'd say.
yeah, we thought like it was gonna be a quick bus spot.
Yeah.
Like I thought like I was gonna have to get it.
they didn't.
He hit it for like
Real
30
fast.
minutes. Then the cops pulled up. Didn't even talk to us for like another 15 minutes, kind of, and like let us keep hitting it. But they like kept circling. I
Yeah,
don't
they
know. It
drove
was
by him
weird.
a bunch of times.
Yeah, they like didn't care.
But it was so late too. Like
Yeah.
They were, I mean, they were worried. There was a big blizzard in Denver, and like they got a lot of other shit to worry about. And like, I don't know. I mean, we set it up. It was a great crew. It was Lupe, Mike, Tyler, and Owen, and
Rob too was there.
yeah, Rob too. Man, dude,
Rob,
it
yeah.
was.
Yeah, it
he
was.
there.
But yeah, he
Yeah.
laced it at like 3:00 at night.
Yeah,
We
it
were
was
just
it
like,
was
what
definitely
the-
like a battle for sure. I mean, like
Yeah.
I'd only previously done it on, you know, a flat box, and like this was definitely a step up. It was like a lip slide run into, and then like landed, laid back, and like it was real hard to get out of it a couple times for sure. And then like I just kind of like landed it somehow. Like I thought I was maybe gonna have to give up, but I pulled through, and like I couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
It was
Yeah,
crazy.
I
It was
honestly couldn't
fucking
believe it
crazy.
either when he
It was
landed.
so
the one.
crazy.
We were all just blown away. It was just, yeah, crazy night.
That was like dream trick for sure. Like I can
That was, like,
stop. I
the
can
one
stop
trick
filming
you
now.
were
Yeah.
you wanted that one so bad too. Like we had been talking about it all season.
Yeah.
And then it just like came to life. It was so sick.
Well, dude, you get the sparks at the bottom too. It's just like it
Yeah.
turned out
Yeah,
so sick.
comes out.
Yeah, the spark.
It
Didn't
was,
notice that.
yeah, this shit was so gnarly.
Dude, and you guys must have been pretty relieved. Like at a certain point, like in the middle of the night, are you guys just like, what are you more stoked
I
about?
was
Are you more stoked that you get to go home, or are you more stoked that you got the shot? You know, because I'm sure at a certain point, you're
It's
so
a little
sick
bit of
of being
both,
there.
I would say.
It all just
Definitely some both. Like, you're cold, it's late. Yeah, all you keep thinking about is warm food and like your bed and
Yeah.
But then you're like, oh my god, yeah, like
when
just-
they complement each other great.
yeah, like
When you're the one trying the trick too, like you don't want your homies to sit out there. Like Tyler was like dozing off.
I think
It
I was
like,
sleeping with my eyes
freezing.
open.
Yeah, you
And,
were.
like I was like
Yeah.
sleeping with my eyes open.
Yeah.
And Gucci landed. I thought I was like dreaming, and then I just like out of nowhere like snapped into like being awake, and then we just ran over and was so hyped.
That's awesome. All right, so the next one I have, it's at like 7:50, and it's I don't even know who it is, but it's somebody getting absolutely demolished.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jetty.
No.
Yeah, that crash. That was like
I feel so bad, dude.
yeah.
That was like I don't want to say it
yeah.
wasn't.
That was in Wisconsin on the trip when Tyler and Jed met up with me and Lupe and Ryan for the real skiing trip. And we, like, Taylor hit that rail in her real ski. That was her ender clip. She did a 2 to switch on it. And she hit that prior before us. And we're like, oh, let's go back. Like, it was
Mhm.
chillest spot, like natty speed in the back of this, like, park kind of place, like zero bust. We were like, yeah, let's go Sesha's down bar. I even was gonna
And it's
hit
right
it too.
where that fence gap is too.
Yeah, we built like a little fence gap over like the fence that Jed runs into the shot after.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was funny that day. I was super fired up to hit that rail, and I tried to lip slide it and like caught my tip or my tail and like zeeched it and then like face planted in the landing. Almost died. It was so funny.
No, it was like like we were all like kind of like just Bill and
Yeah.
Gavin was like getting his camera dialed. We're all like hanging. Owen had already been on the road for a couple weeks too.
Yeah. But yeah, so that started
like
out the morning. I get smoked, and I was like, all right, I'm chilling. And then the boys set like the fence gap, and then we're like, all right, let's get some clips on the down rail before we leave. And then it was Gavin, Tyler, and Jed sessioning,
but Owen's crash was before.
That was like
us
the morning. Like we just built the feature, and then I remember Gavin did a switch. He tried a switch lip on it, and he caught his tips, kind of like how I did, like. Tip catch, and we're like, oh, he almost died, and then we're like, damn, that's sketchy. And then like, yeah, Jed goes for the switch lip as well, like the next try, and we look, and that's when the rail broke. So we look back in the footage, and Gavin actually broke the rail when he did the switch lip, and like you can see the rail bounce off the support and then bounce back on, and like we didn't even notice. But then Jed goes for his. The rail completely just falls off the fucking support, and he just clotheslined.
He got so lucky. His like head and his neck like fell
almost
perfectly in the step to where like
there's these concrete
like,
steps.
He did like a flip, and in the where he was in the flip, where his head and like his neck was on the stair, was like
he got lucky. Yeah, he got so lucky. We all thought we watched him die, and he was completely fine, a little bruised up on the back,
and he was like, and Jed too. He was like, yeah, man, like the rail is like really sketchy. Like he literally was like, what if it breaks before? And I was like, dude, like you're good. Like let's just warm up on this perfect down rail, like first day of the trip, and then he just like. The rail just explodes, and
that was another thing too.
I was like freaking out and just like ran down there, and it like took him a second to get up. He was more just like in shock. He's like I'm fine. Like holy.
Yeah, that was also like Jed and Tyler's first spot of the trip. Like Jed's first spot, street spot, in his life, and he gets almost killed.
Jed got worried.
It was
I was like, dude, totally, like just hit it, man. Like perfect warm up spot. Just I was like, oh no.
He had 2 black eyes last year for a little bit, looking like an absolute
he tried to do
Jed's ascending.
Yeah, shout out Jed for sure.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna have to include this clip. Like, I'm gonna try to include all these clips in some way, because like you guys put it in slow mo, but like the quick snippet of it full speed, he just gets completely bucked.
Yeah, the
it's
rock
violent.
is super violent.
It's like I literally thought I watched him die when I filmed it. I was like, oh my god, it was like, bad. Fuck. It was really bad, but yeah, he was all good.
You literally like a scratch on like barely, like a scratch and like a small bruise on his back. Like it was crazy.
Yeah,
it was a pretty big like check there too. We're like.
Yeah,
like now we're like every rail we go to, we like shake.
Yeah, like Jed's always checking his welds on every rail. Yeah, that's the one thing I give advice to anybody: check your welds, dude.
Dude, all right. So I'm glad that he ended up being okay with that, because that was pretty gnarly.
Completely fine. Finished the trip, stat.
Yeah. So the next like section that I or at least I took note of. Was it was kind of like it was 2 parts at once, kind of. So at like 9:30, like at 9:38, whoever this is, just like literally the way that you guys presented the shot is him just falling from the sky.
That's Paul.
Yeah, that's our boy Paul Schwayz.
So that's Paul.
Schwayzinger
is his real name, but we just call him Schwayz.
To everyone, it's Paul Schwayz.
Yeah, he's the man. Like. He's the absolute goat.
No, yeah, Paul is like.
But that was a crazy one, because he was trying to do like he kind of like
crazy ass.
He definitely. We put the clip in of what he was trying to do was that hand drag to wall ride thing to the tunnel, and the one that he fell off, he just didn't. He missed his hand on the rail, and he just went right belly flopping. Yeah, that was actually like his final call.
Yeah, did he even have a seg, or is that the only clip of him in the movie?
He has like a couple shots right before that, but yeah, that's kind of just like Like he's the homie chugging the beer in the hot
Paul's got
tub
some
on the
variety
van.
shots.
Like he's got a lot of
Hot
B-roll. Yeah.
Dude, we hit the hill bomb, man. Paul's
Yeah,
got
the hill bomb that he does over the creek. Like he has some funny clips.
Oh yeah, so he had the creek shot too. Okay.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
Paul.
all those
Mhm.
shots that are like
He
in
hit
that
all those
part of the seg
ledges
are
too,
Paul.
where
Yeah.
they're kind of closed out. He did.
He has a
the
couple clips,
one,
but not
and
like a
then-
full part. Yeah.
Word. And
2022
dude, and then
whiskey
immediately after that clip, it's you stacking some clips, Owen, which I was like pleasantly surprised by.
Yeah.
So like, are you usually out there like in front of the camera, or is this something that you're like doing more of lately?
I've been trying to. Like when we were filming quarters and halves, I got a couple clips that year, and I was like so stoked on it, honestly, because I've always wanted to ski more, and I just like never have pushed myself to try stuff. And yeah, I don't know.
It's so unexpected too. We'll be somewhere, and
I'll just like
Owen will just
I'll
like
see
the
something,
spot.
yeah, and be like, oh, I'm gonna ski and just try something that I'm feeling. And I don't know, I'm not a crazy skier by any means, but I do.
Dude, these
enjoy
aren't
it
even
in
small
front of
features though.
people.
This is like a closeout,
Yeah,
little.
Yeah, I was hyped on that one for sure.
Yeah, that was sick. Yeah, so I wasn't sure what was going on there, but like I saw that, and then I saw your do rag and a couple other clips.
Yeah,
I was like, okay, he's out.
Yeah,
he's
that
out
was
there
actually
again.
the do-rag Tyler gave me. It's got magical powers, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dude.
it has MIPS.
yeah. So you guys got that. You got a couple snowboarders in the movie too, which was something like.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's our
I'm
one
so
buddy-
unfamiliar with the snowboard scene. So like, is that somebody that you guys like are just buds with, or like?
Yeah,
is that part of another
He's a
crew?
bastard for sure.
Yeah, he's a full bastard. Like that's our buddy Garrett, and he was actually a Steam Boys back in the day.
Mhm.
So he kind of came from Steamboat with me and moved to Salt Lake too. And he doesn't live with any of us, but he lives with our good buddy
Lives with
Christian
Creed.
Shackelford.
He's a
Like
bastard
Creed,
too.
yeah, who's also a bastard.
Shout out.
But he's been out the
Shout out
last
Creed.
season because he blew his knee and stuff. So he's the man though. He's the best. But yeah, Garrett's just a good snowboarder, homie, and I don't know. We don't like to discriminate, you know. We love them all.
Yeah.
Which was
Everybody's a
also sick,
bastard.
too.
Yeah.
This year, a couple of the ski crews like Child Labor and I think one other from around here.
Like the Foray
they
movie had a
some
snowboard clip.
clips too,
Yeah,
which
like,
is really cool. It's like
I don't know.
everyone should just do this shit together.
Yeah, like I personally love snowboarding.
Yeah.
I think I watch more snowboarding videos than ski videos. Like it's kind of funny. So I'm always like, hyped to get the boarders out there and getting shit done.
What's the you mentioned that like there's a lot of snowboard premieres. Who are like the crews out there for the snowboarding world? Because I literally don't know like any of them.
Like Dustbox is like the big one for sure.
Dustbox.
And there's just so many snowboarders out here, and like last year a video I was really stoked on was like it was called How Dark Blue Feels, and it was like some good buddies of ours like Dylan Oaktree, Denver, Miles Falcon, and
Denver.
Denver.
Denver's from my hometown.
Yeah, he knows Denver from Tahoe and stuff, and those guys killed it so hard last year. And that video is so sick, and like
Snowboarding is insane.
yeah,
Skiing
snowboarding, we
is
copy everything
not
from snowboarding. I
on
feel.
the level that snowboarding is.
Yeah.
For real. Like the way that they look at spots and like some of the death spots that like went down this last year were insane. Like Good Sport is one of the vids that's just like absolutely insane. I mean, yeah, we're like the people that we're friends with on our crew that are snowboard, like Gary, dude, he's probably unfortunate that he's friends with a bunch of skiers and there's like
but he
dust
loves
box
it
out here,
too.
but we the boys. But you know, like snowboarding, inspirational for sure. They got a lot of shit going on that I think the ski industry
could take some notes on. You
definitely
know?
take some notes on for sure. Format mag,
yeah, like they just
There's
do
a
it
lot
right.
of-
I don't know.
a lot of ins.
Hell yeah, dude. And so I mean after that, after like those little observations, dude, the part I just can't get over is, dude, Tyler, your whole part is just so sick. Like did you just snap this winter or what? Like how you just had the whole thing is just bangers.
Yeah,
It
Tyler was
just-
hungry last year. I'll say that.
Well, in the video was I came back from when I lived in Colorado during the filming of Quarters and Halves. I got some clips, and that was kind of my first taste of like hitting the streets. Like, to be honest, like I used to snowboard, and I hadn't hit a urban spot on my skis ever. Like, I think I hit hit a set of pizza bars at my elementary school on a snowboard when I was like really young, and then Lupe and Owen helped me kind of just figure out the streets, and then I hurt my knee, so I had to get surgery, then recovered, and then I had just been in communications with all the guys, and I was like, damn, like I'm really excited to get out and try and do a full season, and then it just ended up.
Last year was his first year when he moved to Salt Lake too, so we were fully together, all winter long, really, kind of thing. And we were just like, let's fucking get after it.
Dude, you came out with a bang. I'm just like watching it now. Like I'm just at the 21-minute mark. Backflip on the stairs straight to your face. That's surgery too.
We're going back for that one.
Yeah, I don't know about that. We'll go back some point in my life.
Dramatic.
Yeah, that was like so much fun. And it was like, I don't know, that day was just like funky. We were all just like in like everyone was in their like little slump too.
It was like
and I was
end
just
of
like
the
trying
year.
to be like happy and like try and get more clips, and then like I just got smoked and everyone was bummed, like we couldn't find a spot, and I was just like sitting there like, fuck, dude.
Dude, so with this one, it looks like you actually land like straight on your face on the wooden stair.
Yeah, I think he took a stair or two to his noggin. Or like
do you remember any of it?
Tyler?
Oh
yeah. I was fine. Like all my crashes in this were like there's one knock on wood like that was bad this year.
Yeah.
Like where I don't like remember. Like all these I was fine after, kind of laughed about it, was all good, but there was one that we didn't put in, which Owen threw into one of like the teaser vids to hype up the movie.
A little gnarly.
Yeah, that's on my Instagram, but yeah, I got like fully knocked out, and
we had to take him to the hospital. He got a really bad concussion, and like fully just like knocked out at the spot, and like luckily he had a helmet on, and I think that's honestly what saved him. He just fell off a rail and then smacked his head on the back of like a concrete wall and like knocked himself out. That was like the worst one he took. And like, a couple of the homies got a couple concussions last year. Like Pigeon was out for a while with the head injury. Lupe got a gnarly one. Ryan got a gnarly one. Head injuries are no joke.
Helmets, they're not whack.
Yeah. I'm looking for this clip right now. I don't know if I could find it, but dude, like that's just gotta be so scary.
Yeah, it's like right at the end of like Owen barely put it in because Owen does not like.
Okay, this is like a promo clip.
That shot in general, like I can't watch like to be honest. It like hurts me. Like
the thumbnail is probably like the green rail that exploded.
Yeah, it was like the Instagram clip of Tyler like trying a bunch of those shots from the movie.
Yeah. And so I mean, it's gotta I don't know if we talked about this when we were talking, Owen, but like generally speaking, like do you guys like see like are you guys having a lot of crazy bails with your crew or not? Because I know that like you gotta toe the line between like hyping each other up to try some crazy shit, but like you don't want to push someone to the point where they're gonna like kill themselves,
Yeah, for sure. Like there's a fine line where it's like, like like I'll say like the flip on that Tyler does to the down rail. I was like a little unsure that day when Tyler wanted to do it. I was just like, dude, are you sure? Like this is going to be gnarly. Like, I don't know. And then, I trusted him and he was confident enough and was like, yeah, let's do this, and like, we've definitely like the boys take some slams. Like it's just part of the game, you got to pay to play. Like, but it's also too, you can be smart about how you ski and like know your limits, and kind of thing. And like know when the spot is right for a certain trick or something, and be like, all right, I could do it, but you definitely got to push yourself, and you got to take some slams. It's kind of part of it.
Yeah, yeah. So Tyler, like the two things I'd like to hear your perspective on are like the two biggest shots that you have. It's like the disaster four out, the disaster onto that huge rail and the four out, and
Yeah.
then the underflip on. So like, what was the? Let's hear about the like the big disaster to four out. What was that one?
Oh, the
that's
Denver,
actually
yeah.
like a really cool day, honestly. We were in Denver, and those wouldn't have happened if it wasn't without obviously everyone on that trip, but especially Rob, dude. Our homie Rob, he's just out there grinding with us, and he's one of my favorite people to ski with. And we were just skiing together, and it honestly happened pretty naturally. And then obviously I kept in mind a couple of the tricks that have been done, and yeah, I think it just kind of happened in the sesh, just kind of skiing with Rob and having all the guys there and everyone just hyping me up and being stoked, and then the back four actually was because Gucci and Mikey went to go scope the ledges, I think, to do the layback.
Yeah, because that was
And it
like
was
the
just
night.
me
That was the spot we hit
Same,
before we went to the layback. That night.
And then
Yeah.
I think Rob actually went with them too. So I did the four, and then I was like, you know what, let me do one more, and then going the other way and tried it and got really close. Then Owen was like, shit, like you should do both of them, and I was like, okay. And it was just me, Lupe, and Owen for the back four. So I don't know. It was just a great session, and it just kind of went down.
Yeah, it just happened. Good day in Denver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just low drama, just nice and easy.
Yep.
Yeah, it was sick.
Exactly.
That's super sick, dude. And then the underflip on. I mean, this shot is just like
Yeah,
that was
one of my favorite clips out of the video.
Yeah, we had our eye on that one for a minute.
Well, Tyler was talking. He was talking that whole year, like, I need to flip on to something.
Yeah, even like the season before when Lupe and Owen got me out to Minnesota. I remember I had just learned how to do an underflip on to back two at Keystone, like preseason on like a tube,
Yeah.
And I was still like that trip was pretty much Owen and Lupe like schooling me to the game, and I was like, yeah, dude, like I'm thinking of like my best trick I can do in the park and wanting to do it in the street, and then like they're like, we believe in you, but like it's gonna be gnarlier, and then it never went down that season, and then like I still was like just bugging him about. I'm like,
yeah, he was like, that year he was like, yo, I need this clip, like I need to do this, like. Dude, and then that rail worked out.
And then actually Jed hit that rail first and did that 270 kind of
to switch
through the fence gap, whatever you want to call it, the like threading the needle pretty much. And then I was like, shit, like the jump is like pretty fat. The rail is like seems pretty good to do it.
Yeah, it was a good rail to try.
I just kind of set it, which I like about
he did
the crew though, because if you say it, like we'll definitely hold each other to it. Obviously, we're not gonna like try and hurt each other over shit, but like and I was like, all right, like kind of just hyping myself up low key about it, and then kind of said something, and then and then I just started testing it, and then we did it.
Yeah, I think he did like maybe like 3 underflips just straight to flat over the rail.
And then
like just literally, he did a backy over
into the set like twice too.
Yeah,
the first 2
just
hits,
into
I,
the
like,
stairs,
just backied into the stairs, and then
did a couple like over the.
And then I was like, all right, I'm gonna go over top of the rail now, and then like was going way too fast, and then I think it had to have been like Ryan. It could have been anyone in the crew. They're like, dude, just go a little slower, like you'll be fine. And then started kind of getting like close, like tipping it. Even I think I could have slid a little longer, but and then just worked out.
This is what makes me scared about when Tyler mentions like a crazy ass idea, because like his like first street trip, he's like, yeah, I want to do an underflip onto a rail, and you're like, oh, like you're kidding, like word, Tyler, like. But dude, he's like, he just like fucking mentioned some crazy shit, like, yeah, I'm gonna do a trip.
He just does it.
Dude, he just mentions it, and throw some crazy trick ideas out there, but you never know if he's kidding or not, and pretty soon he's going to dub onto a rail, bro.
Yeah, watch that.
So who was responsible for editing that section? Because like it was perfectly edited with the music and everything. It gave me goosebumps, honestly. Like it was because when the music cuts out and then the high five back to the music, it just goes so hard, bro.
Yeah, I guess I can take the props. Yeah, I edited Tyler's part for that one, and I was so stoked on because Tyler wanted to really use that Lil Wayne song.
Yeah, that song was so
I was
sick.
like, yeah, this is gonna be like real hype. And then I found like the original sample they used for the beat in the Lil Wayne song, and I cut from the Lil Wayne song to the original sample right at the end, and then it cuts in and out, and like, yeah, I was just like I really wanted to like emphasize like that feeling of like when he landed it, like how stoked we were and stuff, and like,
yeah,
I really feel like it shows it properly.
Dude, it came through so well. I mean, so yeah, those were all the tricks that I had. Is there anything like I didn't even like? I'm sure it's a 26-minute movie. I'm like, were there any other clips that really stood out to you guys?
Dude, the Moscato.
Hit like the clip after the underflip on. Tyler does a dub 12, and then
oh yeah, I mean that's
Moscato flip is what we call it because we don't know what else it is. Like we've never seen.
We're claiming it.
Yeah, Ty's claiming it. That's like a new like rotation, or like I don't know. We've never seen someone do this type of rotation.
This one with like where was this? You're talking about like 23 right after the underflip?
Yeah, like right at 24, 29 is like when he's riding away. Yeah, it's like the last clip of the movie kind of.
Okay, yeah.
That's in Utah. That was just like end of the season kind of. I don't know. There's no. I think I remember that day. There was like there's no snow in the street. Yeah, we were just like Ty was like, yo, let's just go do something. Like I was like, all right, let's go like skin up Grizzly and try to build a jump. And that's like the zone right across from like Alta and stuff, like Grizzly Gulch where like Chad's Gap and all those big good jumps are. And we were just like, let's just go find something. And then we actually found that jump built already.
It was definitely like a bit buried. Like we definitely
built it.
Really?
I think so, yeah. Something like that. It was already pretty much built, and then we just kind of hopped on, cleaned her up. But the snow was so bad that day.
No, it was like the most, like it was ice. And then if you got through, like if you weren't in a perfect position, you'd slam hard.
Yeah, and Ty took some gnarly slams on that one, and I didn't think he was gonna ride away from it because I was like, dude, the snow is fucked. Like you're not getting this right now. We should come back on another sunny day. Like it was cloudy. It was snowing. Like it was gnarly.
I was probably like telling Owen. I was probably like, dude, we can't. Like
he was
work tomorrow or something.
Some shit like that.
I was like, like just had to put the pressure on pretty much, and then
put her down.
And the funny thing is that I originally wanted to do like a dub sev. And then I was like, okay, like I've done a dub sev on like an airbag before, and like I've tried a couple and they've always gone 9, and then started going 9, and then was trying to grab blunt, and then on one of them I accidentally did that rotation,
like spun out of it,
and I like remembered kind of how to do it, and then Owen.
I was like, dude.
Owen and Ethan were out there. Our other buddy, he's a filmer. And they're like, dude, like try it again. Like
I knew he wasn't gonna land if he went switch. He had to land regs because how bad the snow was. So I was like, dude, you gotta like somehow whip it around again and like take it to regs. Like I don't know, like dude.
Like I remember it was like I think you could land that easier than the 9. I was like, dude, what? I don't even know what this is. And then ended up like doing the rotation probably like 7 more times on the jump, like just slamming. Not slamming hard. Like a couple of them were really close, and then a couple of them were like hard slams. And then I ended up like actually just like working right to bolts.
Dude, and what do you call on this thing?
The Moscato flip. I thought it was a made up word. Then we found out it was a type of wine.
Really sweet wine. Yeah,
we're like obsessed with it.
It's a very sweet wine. There's one more clip I want to talk about real quick.
Yeah.
It's right at wait, let me find it real quick. It's in the end of like the interlude segment, right at 12:22. It's kind of like a weird clip, but it was a really funny day. It's this clip of Logan doing a wally to wally over like a trampoline bed in someone's backyard.
Yeah.
And that was actually like some shit that so there's also a clip right I think right after it, the clip of them skiing the hill bomb in front of the big mansion.
Yeah.
We were up there in Bountiful that day and they saw that and they're like, let's do it. And I was like, all right. But as they're hiking it, they saw the tramp bed like in this person's backyard. We're like, yo, we should go jump that thing. Like they thought there was a rail around it. We're like, they could slide it. And then, yeah, one day we're like, or it was the next day, I think we came back and tried. Paul did that other clip like in front of the mansion.
Yep.
And then we're like, let's just go do it. Like it looked like no one was home. And then we started hitting it. And like, I think Logan hit it like 2 times. And then this lady comes out on the deck. And you can kind of see someone in the background while we're running away. But yeah, they come out on the deck and they're just like, what are you doing in my backyard? Like, you got to get out of here. And we're like, can we hit it one more? And they're like, no, I'm calling the cops. And I was just like, sorry. And then Gucci drops, laced the wally to wally. And then we just ran out of there and like pulled out super fast before they took a picture of my truck and stuff. And it was like a really funny day, honestly, of just like trying to some home wrecker shit.
Yeah.
Going in someone's backyard.
We need to see more mansion clips.
That's our goal.
One of the B-roll clips too is them like getting into the car all fast, like breathing heavy.
Yeah, we were like running.
I feel like towards the end of the season when we were all just in Salt Lake and it was like springtime and shit was getting warmer, we started just going into people's neighborhoods and like
backyards.
Shit, dude.
It would be a surprise on how many like spots are in the back of mansions in Bountiful.
that wooden stair set is literally in someone's backyard down to
too.
A golf course.
Yeah, that was like another backyard spot.
Like, and someone, if I don't know if there's a clip of it too. Like, we have 2 clips where there's people.
Oh yeah, there was someone watching us. Yeah.
This hill bomb one, so you're saying this is a mansion, like the one that's at 1245? With the U of U flag and like the
that was
somebody's house.
That's someone's house that we were just like, what? Like,
dude, I thought that was like a university building just because of the crane. Yeah. That's insane. Yeah.
No, it's someone's house in Bountiful, like who knows who, but we were just like, damn, that hill is like asking for it.
That day was fun because
that was such a good day.
We hit one spot, then we saw the mansion hill bomb, and then we hit that, and then we came back like the next day and did the trampoline. So like I think the best way to street ski is like just keep your eyes open.
Yeah, you'll be surprised what you see.
Mm-hmm.
That's so sick.
Be surprised that because there'll be spots where you're like, oh my, like there's no way we're gonna be here more than 10 minutes.
Yeah,
and then you end up and everyone is just like super cool and you're there for like 4 hours. But then there's other places where you're like, oh my, we're not even gonna get messed with.
Yeah, you get busted.
And then you're done.
Dude. It's super sick. I'm just like scrolling through it now. I feel like Ryan had a really super sick segment.
Yeah, he went in that year, and like I was honestly super proud of him and what he did, and that was his first time kind of actually like committing himself to a street part and like going after it, and I think he killed it. Like stepped it up, did some sick shit, quality clean shots. Like I was hyped on the Ryan segment.
Dude, I love and I know it like probably translates better to a photo, but the mute off the ledge.
Yes. That was another great day. Yeah.
The photo on it.
Yeah, that was Goose. Goose is the best photographer in the world, in my opinion.
that was a Gooser photo.
That's a Gooser photo. Yeah, he came out that day luckily and laced up, and so glad he came for that one.
Dude. So sick. Well, so like we're already at an hour, and that was my goal for this. So I mean, is there anything you guys want to wrap up with, and just kind of some Millbastard words for the future? Anything that you guys got planned? Anything in store?
We got a lot in the works. I'll say that. Hopefully, some new merch will be coming out.
New merch.
Another movies in the works. We've been stacking hard this year, so get ready for that. I'll say that.
Word. Owen, I do have one more question for you.
Yeah.
I saw a photo on Instagram and it brought up more questions than answers. All right, this photo.
Oh shit!
Is this a Magma 3 photo that we're seeing right there?
Yeah, dude, that was a spot I hit in Vail over Christmas with Hunter and A-Hall. But
Yeah, dude.
we're working on us three are working on something. I don't know if it's Magma 3 yet, but we're working on something. I'll say that. And yeah,
actually, A-Hall's filming a Owen Dahlberg segment.
Yeah, dude. I saw Hunter threw in that photo. I mean, for anyone that's listening, so Hunter like posted this like slideshow with no caption, like just like this couple of photos on Instagram. The last one was a photo of A-Hall and then Owen in the background with a camera. And it's like the three of them together. It's like that's raising some eyebrows right there, dude. That might be giving away some stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm stoked on what we're doing, so that's all I gotta say.
All right, word. Fellas, I want to thank you guys for coming on. It was awesome getting to shoot the shit with you and go over the movie. Tyler and Gucci, it was nice to meet you too. Yeah, Owen, good talking to you again. And thanks for the time, guys.
Yeah, thanks again for having us.
Yeah, definitely.
Can I give a shout out to my boy Bubba and Jesse? Those are my boys, dude. We want to
shout out to Bubs and Jess.
Yeah, shout out Bubba, shout out Jesse, shout out Robbie.
And the bastards. If I can hike myself
Creed.
into the backcountry, I will film with them. Those boys get it.
Word.